Kuya, ano pangalan mo kuya?
Francisco Rivera.
Francisco Rivera. O kuya, ano masasabi mo dyan sa motor na yan?
The best. Napakaganda.
Alright folks, here in the channel, we have already established how I have a soft spot on classic style with modern functionality stuff, motor, kotse at kung ano-ano pa. Kaya naman nung nakita ko ang mga bagong Indian Chief, nung nakasama tayo sa official ride ng IMRG Hanep, I was stunned and I knew that I wanted to feature both of the demo bikes here in the channel. Last time around, we featured the badass Indian Chief Dark Horse and I got to experience the pulling torque with that bike. This time around, we are featuring the second bike among this trio, the super pogi, super eye-catcher Indian Super Chief Limited. Guys, welcome to another episode of Garage King PH, and let me tell you that this really cool looking cruiser is running on the same chassis and engine as the Chief Dark Horse. What's different? Let's get to it one by one in a moment. Let me just tell you first about how I love the styling on this one and how I can see this as a bike that I can take with me to retirement. Super functional and it really suits my taste eh. Check out those fat wheels. How about those shrouds on the forks? How about those bags that not only looks great but is super functional? And oh, the footboards and semi-beach bars too that I really loved and how it gives the rider a great riding position for the long haul tours. Then there's the tech that we've discussed on our Chief Dark Horse video. Well, what a package. Hands down. Now, let's have a walk around the bike and discuss all the good stuff that you can get on this Indian Super Chief Limited.
It's the Indian Super Chief, yung kakambal nung nireview natin na Indian Chief Dark Horse naman. Yung Dark Horse, medyo medyo stripped out na version nito, as in naked. Maraming mga bagay na pareho sila pero maraming bagay din na pinagkaiba nila. Of course, yung engine, same sila. The 116 cubic inch na engine. Here it is from the left side ng engine naman. So nakasulat 116, which right about 1,900cc kung i-convert natin sa cc. And some of the key differences dun sa dalawa ay nandito sa harap. If we can notice, dito meron siyang what you call a shroud. Tinatakpan niya yung stanchion ng kanyang suspension fork. Tapos nakarayos versus the Dark Horse na I think it's 19-inch na front wheel, naka-mugs. Ito rayos, harap at likod. At parehong mataba ang kanyang gulong. Another key differences dun sa dalawa ito naka semi-beach bars. Mas malapad at less aggressive. Mas mas served towards the rider yung manibela niya. Hindi katulad dun sa isa na medyo lean forward talaga. I'd like to remove this para sa review natin pero unfortunately, yung lever niya naputol. Damn! I don't know how to take it off. Gagawa natin ng paraan yan, but that's my camera mount for my Insta360. On this part of the bike, syempre pareho lang sila. Yung TFT screen and all the controls are the same dun sa Dark Horse. While this one, itong parang belt na to, covered with chrome. Dun sa Dark Horse, black yan. Almost lahat naman dun sa Dark Horse blacked out. Yung engine, yung mga head niyan. Dito chrome tayo, while dun sa kabila black. Ito pa ang isa sa major difference from the Dark Horse, okay? This one has the footboard. Komportable, you have multitude of foot position kung etong dala-dala mo. Kasi the primary goal of this bike I think is touring. And when touring, you need comfort, right? So yan, approve na approve yan. You've also got two bags and a pillion seat na meron ding pillion foot peg over there. And I'd like to apologize kasi medyo marumi yung bike, no? If you can notice. Kasi tignan nyo naman, inabot na naman ako ng ulan, but I don't mind. Sarap i-ride nito. Pinunasan ko na lang before this review. Wala ganun talaga umuulan-ulan, but we need to review this bike. Now, same thing with the Dark Horse. Single-sided na disc brake lang to. Ayan lang ang kanyang disc brake. But I think for what the bike is intended for, it suffice. Otherwise, ang ganda tignan ng kabilang side ng kanyang rayos na wheelset. Tapos, syempre, right after that, makikita mo agad yung malaking engine. That's 1,900cc tulad ng binabanggit natin. With it is the chrome pipe. Ngayon, tignan natin kung ano may lalaman nitong bag na to, no? Kahapon, I was on a shoot with Pops J. Taruk. Laman nito yung gimbal ko, itong side na to. It doesn't heat up despite being on top of the exhaust. So yan, pamalit kong damit, basahan to keep the motorcycle clean, mask ko. On the other side, we've got here my camera equipment. Itong camera na gamit ko pang shoot ngayon, it goes there. Yung camera bag ko, ayan. And you know, bits and pieces na nakalagay dyan. And with those bits and pieces inside those bags, you may wonder, matibay ba yan? Well, you've got metal inserts. Yun yung kanyang casing. Metal naman, matibay, balot lang siya ng leather. That's why you see this on the outside, okay? Bukod doon, liwanagan lang natin ng konti. And there you go. You have some sturdy mounting brackets malapit sa passenger pillion mo. And it's a sturdy bag. Hey, since nandito na rin tayo sa shot na to, I'd like to give a shout out to Royal Helmet for sponsoring and my newly acquired kick. Tong boots na to, galing ulit to kay Achilles, right? And siya. Links for these items are on the description down below. Huwag nyo na rin kalimutan mag-subscribe sa channel natin. And of course, if you're in the market for a nice cruiser bike, links for Access Plus for Indian Motorcycles Philippines is on the description down below. Check them out.
There you have it. A bike that if I'd be able to buy one, would surely be a keeper bike. Mga tipong bike mo siya ngayon hanggang sa retirement mo na, because that is how solid it is in terms of build quality and material choice. Now, we've come to the part wherein we would discuss the pros and cons. This is because no bike out there is perfect. There's always the parts where it shines the brightest and some compromises somewhere, which is what we're going to discuss first, the cons. Well, this is not a big deal on the part of the bag because I find it really cool looking and useful anyway. But I wish that there's just a more convenient way of accessing the contents inside. Two clips that you have to undo is something that takes a bit of fiddling, and sometimes, in my case, when riding this, I can't feel them when I have my gloves on. Minsan kasi nakakatamad na talaga magtanggal ng gloves, lalo pag may madalian lang naman na dudukutin sa loob. Next up would be the tires. Don't get me wrong here, okay? I love the size of these tires. Relative to its handling, gusto ko talaga ng mataba na gulong actually. But I wish that it comes out of the showroom with stickier tires. This is because I have ridden this in the wet. When I was going to the house of J. Taruk, inulan ako nun. I got rained on so hard that day, and in the wet, it's kind of scary to roll on the painted lines on the highway because the rear tends to slip a little bit. Nakakatakot. But other than that, as I've mentioned, the size and the way that it handles its big load is something that I really love. Approve na approve. With that, let's go on to the pros of this bike, as there's just a lot. First off is the appearance of the bike. I have said it countless times here in the channel that I love the classic looks paired with modern features, and this one is spot on. It has the classic American cruiser look and the tech in it, and you'd be looking at those tech on this sweet TFT screen, which at first look appears to be an ordinary instrument cluster. Darn, I like it. That TFT and all the digital stuff gives you access to one of my favorite features on this bike, which is the ride modes. The Sport, it gives you the access to a more responsive engine and the full blast of torque. Next up is the countless foot position that you can do here because of the footboards. Not only that it's comfortable, but it's placed greatly because I didn't scrape it in the twisties even though I was quite expecting it. Not even once, folks. That adds to the agility of this bike, especially for a cruiser. And still, in the comfort and ergonomics department would be the semi-beach bars. Relative to the foot and seating position, it is so comfortable and I can see anyone riding on this bike the whole day without any issues. Of course, the 1900cc torque monster engine is on this list. We have mentioned this on the Dark Horse that we've featured because it is the same unit. The only difference is the appearance, which with the chrome looks, this one is more matured definitely. All else on the performance area, it's the same, and I love the torque and the engine heat management thanks to the technology that shuts off one cylinder in idle or in traffic. That feature makes sitting on this bike in traffic so much more comfortable. Yes, it may be too long and too wide to split lanes, but not having to deal with a lot of engine heat makes a big difference. So, a cruiser that is comfortable in the long journeys, sitting in traffic, and even agile enough for the twisties, not too heavy, and of course, built well and looking good. You guys see what I'm I'm saying? Just wow. Lahat nandito na. All of these great features, performance, and looks just for 1,580,000? Well, I think it's priced fairly. Tulad nga ng nasabi ko, bike mo na to hanggang mag-retire ka, kaya sulit na yan. If you'd like to check Indian Motorcycle Philippines showroom, I suggest you head over to Access Plus in Quezon City. Links on how you can find them on social media is on the description. With that, this has been your Garage King PH, folks. You have a happy holidays and you ride safe out there. Ciao.